But we haven't really done this in a while, and there's really no exact science to it, I guess.
Really, just two guys talking.
We just kind of talk about whatever, like our lives, video games, that kind of thing. If you want to see us play video games, we can do that over on facebook.com/petfarms. That is the place where you can find all of our gaming streams.
Which reminds me, one of us, I'm probably going to wind up playing it, but we plan on playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which I probably won't play part 1 for obvious reasons. Too close?
No, I was just adjusting it.
For obvious reasons, because Mass Effect 1 was probably the most repetitive. And don't get me wrong,
I've never really played them. So.
If you guys want me to play part 1, I'll do it. But given the choice, I probably won't. If he has any questions about it, I just fill him in what it is.
Yeah, that's usually how it ends up being. But the thing about that is we can go back to an every other week schedule for the streams for that kind of stuff if we want to do that.
No, that's why that voice sounds familiar.
That makes sense.
He's in everything.
Yeah.
I was playing Catherine Full Body, and it turned out Troy Baker played Vincent.
I figured that was his voice. I was like, that sounds really familiar. Especially since I started playing Last of Us.
Yeah.
God. And something else I was playing recently, he was also in. I can't remember what it is. You can pull that closer to your face. It doesn't have to be like really far.
Yeah.
But
as long as they can hear me, I'm going fine.
Yeah. I don't know how high it's turned up, but
check 1 2. We're good.
And it's actually very clear. I was hoping it would be clear because I was like, oh, there's a bunch of noises in the background, but it's whatever.
What? Oh, it's off the chair. I didn't even notice.
I was like, what is that in the back of the thing? What's funny is Heather's probably going to be like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Because
we don't record this a lot. So, something I wanted to talk about was the weirdness that is our schedule, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we got to get back into. I've been talking to you guys about doing D&D again.
Yeah, and I definitely want to play Star Wars again. I miss Echo.
And I think that's what we'll do after we beat
Resident Evil.
Is we'll finish that Avernus campaign, get back into Star Wars, but we'll go back to the every other week thing. That way Tanner's not coming over every week.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he's tired of that by this point. And we'll do D&D every other week, and then in those in-between weeks, you can play Mass Effect on Friday streams.
Yeah.
That way, the Friday streams keep kind of a sort of random but sort of scheduled kind of thing. Because I'm hopefully going to have a job after Monday.
Yeah.
So it'll go back to a later in the day schedule for the streams. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how that's going to go. And I'm also trying to keep track of the time frame because it doesn't tell me on here. But I can look up there every now and then. And because I'm going to start streaming this to Twitch when we do these, just to have a place to like pull up the archive. Because I can go into Twitch and download the archive and then edit it from there. Take all the extra parts where we're like starting the stream up and ending the stream and stuff. And it just makes it easier for me to do that way. I can split it in half. We can do like an hour, split it in half, and we'll have 2 weeks worth of episodes. Like that's good for me.
Yeah.
Because actually this podcast is doing better than I thought it would on actual podcasting websites.
Huh.
I was looking at it the other day. I can show you right here. This is the thing for it, and this is only since January, I guess, but there's 7 plays on the first episode, 7 on the second episode, 8 on 3, 6 on 4, I guess, and the last one we did where we were fully talking about like D&D and like money and stuff has like 16 plays, which is kind of crazy because that one was a lot of us begging for money. But
Pretty much.
not really though. I guess I took most of it out, but we were talking about how monetization works and how it's kind of hard to monetize a streaming if you're kind of a smaller streamer and that kind of thing. But a lot of what happens nowadays is you end up.
Oh, I'm still paying attention. I'm just.
I was like, what is he doing?
I'm chasing rabbits.
And we've been playing some random games, but I finally cleared the schedule up to where it's like specific games on specific days, and I've kind of situated it that way because I wanted to have like we do 3 streams a week on Facebook, so I wanted to do like one game this day, one game this day, and then have like a very like decent schedule for Fridays too, like something specific.
It's like eventually we do plan on playing Red Dead Online.
Yeah, and that could be like an every other week thing.
Yeah,
like once a month or like every other stream for you. We could do something online or something.
Yeah.
That way we're not like bogging people down with the same content. But I like the idea of doing, because right now I've got Ghost of Tsushima, which I'm gonna try to stream Assassin's Creed Syndicate instead of Ghost of Tsushima.
Play it on Xbox or PlayStation?
What's that?
Ghost of Tsushima.
That's a PlayStation exclusive.
I don't know why I forgot that. I had a long day today.
It just popped into my head when you said that. I was like, oh yeah.
Which, regardless, it does have an online thing. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, it's got like Legendary. A legend thing.
You can play part of it offline. I just don't know about all of it.
Yeah, I don't think all of it's playable.
Yeah.
Without the PlayStation Plus thing or whatever.
You just test out the classes. That's it.
And once I get a job, I might get PlayStation Plus. I've been surviving without extra money, so.
Yeah.
But
imagine when you do have money.
Yeah, it's just I'm not gonna spend as much as I did before, which is fine. But a lot of it's gonna go to getting a new space.
Yeah.
Because something that I have planned. This is a random jump into a different conversation, but that's how Pet Farms works. I was thinking when I get my new place, I was thinking about getting like a big shed, basically the size of this house.
Yeah.
Which you can do that for like $15,000.
Yeah.
And you can pay payments on them. And I was gonna turn that into like our gaming space. Because that, to me, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I could just, like, insulate it, put up some drywall, and that could be our room. Because I have this.
Our base of operations.
Yeah. That could be the office for Pet Farms. Because there's technically, the property that we're going to be putting our house on is, like, different lots. So, technically, there's power set up for, like, 4 different houses. So I could literally just, like...
I had to move my room.
Yeah, I knocked over one of these earlier. And without my hands, which was impressive. But,
you might want to rephrase that.
Yeah, no, I literally knocked it over with the edge of my shirt.
Oh, okay. That's the excuse I'd use too.
I was, like, standing up to do something over by my computer, and I, like, leaned back down to sit in the chair, and my shirt caught the top of it and just flipped it over. And it was open, so obviously half of it went in the carpet.
Yeah.
Which is another thing I don't like about this room. I would rather have like hardwood flooring.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to clean. I should know I have a concrete floor.
Even laminate would be great. And that's why the shed thing is an idea, because like we could lay like laminate. Me and Tanner are both like very what's the word?
Algae problems.
Well, no, I was thinking like we both know how to do woodworking stuff, so
yeah.
like the two of us could just like put down some laminate and put up some drywall and stuff in one of those sheds and have like a legit setup.
Yeah.
But I want one that's bigger than this room for sure.
Yeah.
Because if we eventually start making money off the streaming and the podcasting and all that, I want to be able to have multiple PC setups.
Yeah. And each of us have our own desks.
Yeah. And that would work a lot better if we weren't like cramped into one little 6x6 area.
Yeah, take in mind, I'm 6 feet tall?
Yeah. Well, I'm like 6'2", so you're probably 6'2", 6'3", somewhere around there.
Something
We're about
like
the
that.
same height.
Yeah. We're plus size people.
We're not.
He can say
small.
that now. He can say that now.
Yeah, we're not small guys. I officially hit like 220, and I was like, well, I am not a skinny person anymore.
I still got you beat by 100.
But it's just one of those things I've been thinking about because expanding pet farms is always something I want to do, and it's easier to do with money.
Yeah. That helps.
Because once I get back to working and stuff, we can kind of fund things a little easier. I can get new games faster.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
You can do what I do and pre-order certain games.
Yeah. And I mean, we can continue what we're doing.
And I
like,
still got 2 games coming out.
like, what we've been doing is like one of us gets the game, and then we'll just like trade it around to everybody so they can play it.
Yeah.
And then like somebody else gets a different game, and we'll trade that one around. I was gonna do that with Valhalla because Tanner needed or wanted to play Valhalla, but he went and bought it anyway when he was in between jobs.
Yeah.
Which was probably wasn't the smartest idea, but I also did the same thing. But I also sold like a stack of PlayStation 3 games and 4 games and some Xbox games and stuff.
I still got a bunch of 360 games I need to go through.
I got a bunch of PS3 games. Well, not a bunch, but
Well, I got 100 plus.
there's like 7 games there.
Well, I got 100 plus 360 games.
And I still have like 6 or 7 PlayStation 4 and Xbox One games. So I have a little bit of a category or like a catalog to pull from when I play, but not much. I also have all those digital games and stuff too. And Game Pass has come in handy.
Oh, definitely.
Since I've been jobless. It has really come in handy.
Like that's what? How much monthly or?
It's only like $15 a month for Game Pass and online.
Yeah.
And like,
heck, I tend to fork over the extra money and have it covered for three months.
yeah, I pay for it monthly just because.
Now, if they had one of those year plans, I would have bought that.
I think they did. I think they
do, but you have to jump through certain hoops to do it.
I think they only go up to like 6 months on the cards though.
Yeah. The other way, you have to. I want to say do it through.
They were gonna raise the price because they've been Xbox and Microsoft have been buying so many properties that they now have like Bethesda, and they recently got another one too. And Bethesda was like, "Oh, that doesn't mean that everything's gonna be exclusives," and Xbox is like, "Does it not though?" And they're already teasing a new Fallout game.
Yeah.
So,
who started that? Was it PlayStation or Xbox?
I have no idea.
Exclusives. I want to say PlayStation with their live games.
I don't know because I know PlayStation had like Little Big Planet and stuff was the thing.
Xbox has been around for about 20 years. I'd say PlayStation started it.
PlayStation probably did because the Kingdom Hearts games used to be PlayStation exclusives, and Final Fantasy too, obviously. But it's kind of one of those you just gotta know.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's funny. Even though I have a copy, if I ever get a PlayStation, when I get a PlayStation 5, I had to correct myself. I probably will get another copy of Final Fantasy 7, just because.
If you have the newer one, I think you can you can like transfer it to
I
PlayStation
pre-ordered
5.
mine. I got the first edition.
Yeah, I think you can do that. I think if you buy newer games, it'll let you like use the copy you have on the 5,
Okay.
like digitally, I guess.
Mine went digital.
See, that's where you're gonna run into an issue because I think they only transfer if you buy the game,
Digital.
and then they do it
Don't
digitally.
get me wrong, I got
You can own the PlayStation 4 copy physically, but for the 5, I think it has to be digital if you want to transfer it. So there's that.
Which they also need to come up with an 8 terabyte hard drive for PlayStation and then have it mass access.
I was gonna say 8 terabytes is a lot.
I bought one for Xbox.
I've got 2 terabytes
still
on my
have not
Xbox.
filled that thing up.
I've got 2 terabytes on my Xbox, and it's not even halfway full.
You don't play as many games as I do.
Not really. I really only play when I stream. Yeah. But I've been playing Mafia 3 off stream. So that's
Put this way, I don't
that's
drink.
the only game I'm playing off stream.
Put this way, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I play video games.
I drink alcohol and play video games sometimes. So
anytime I'm stressed about anything, I pop in a game like Resident Evil, for example.
Last time I drank alcohol and streamed, it was me, Tanner, Michael, and one of Tanner's friends, I think. We were playing Warzone. And I was like, good luck to you guys, because I'm already bad at this game. And I was like half a bottle of Jack Daniels into it. And I was like, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, I'm not.
They were getting so frustrated with me.
With certain shooting games, I'm good, but with other games,
it's funny though.
I'm better at tactics than actual shooting.
Because I can do like a 5-kill round of Warzone and be fine, but then I can turn around the next round and die immediately.
Yeah,
it's just a luck thing for me. I have to be lucky enough that it matches us with people that's not very good, is what happens. Yeah. And now they're gonna add bots into it.
We're casual players.
But the problem is that I'm good enough at the game that it prestiged me. So I'm a prestige level. So when it goes to matchmaking, it's gonna be like, oh, you're prestige. That means you're good. And I'm gonna be like, no, don't do that.
I put target right here on the back of your head.
Don't do that, Tanner. I think Tanner.
That's like making yourself a CEO on Grand Theft Auto. People target, yeah.
Me, Michael, and Tanner play Warzone pretty regularly, like once a week maybe. And Michael was prestiged way before the other two of us, but he played it pretty constantly with other people. Tanner was the slowest one to get to a prestige because I did it in like a week. I think I played twice and got it because I was leveling up so fast. And because I was actually doing really good there for about a week or two. And then like I stopped playing it for a little bit. I get back in the other night and Tanner's got a friend and that friend brought another friend. So it was me, Tanner, and two of his friends or whatever. And good God, was I bad compared to the two of them. One of them was like, what is he doing? Is he on the controller? Like,
yeah, it's like me and Tanner.
And what had happened was my stream didn't have audio. Like, and I couldn't talk to them because one of them was on PlayStation because the game is cross-platform. So we had to go with the in-game audio. And for some reason, Call of Duty has a glitch sometimes where you can't talk in the game, which is why we usually just use Xbox Game Chat, but that one guy was on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do that, and I was like, oh, I wish these guys had Discord. That would be so much easier. I mean, even if they did, it would have taken like 15 minutes to get everything set up because the way Discord is. I mean, it's not 15 minutes, but it takes a little bit.
Shooting wise, shooting games, I'm good on VR. I feel like Tanner would too if he can get past the vertigo.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem.
Me, because I own a VR headset.
I used to think it was just like people with glasses that had that problem, but apparently it's just certain
everybody.
people.
My cousin played it once, and After about an hour, he got up and he couldn't walk straight.
Yeah, I can't play.
He walked like a newborn. He's walking like Bambi at the very beginning.
I mean, I have a VR headset somewhere that I used to use on my old phone, and I could not, for the life of me, play any games basically on it because it was just like.
This is why I play VR sitting down. And I currently have an aim controller, so I could even play Doom VR with the. Yeah.
The only thing is with the phone VR, I could never like do anything with it content wise.
Yeah.
Because it was just like on my phone. I would have to.
You're always just turn.
That phone also didn't have screen recording. This one does, but that one didn't, and it was really annoying. And there's no way to plug that headset into a computer or anything. So you're just like, I guess this is just for entertainment. For me.
Yeah. It's like for some odd reason, this phone does record, but I can't watch those VR videos on YouTube. Like how certain phones you can connect to one of the 3D VR videos and turn like that. This won't do it.
Mine'll do it. I know that for sure because I've done it. But
granted, most of the ones I found were perverted.
Like Pornhub VR.
Those do exist, but no, I didn't use it for that.
I know it exists. I know it exists because I've seen ads for it, but because I watch anime on some very suspicious websites.
Yeah.
But Heather, we were watching the new My Hero last week. I think it was like Tuesday this week, and she was like, "What is that ad?" And I was like, "Don't look at the ads. Just don't worry about it." I was like, you gotta look over that when you're not paying for anime.
It's like here a while back, my sister was in the General Hospital,
and I think when I get a job, I'm gonna buy a Crunchyroll or Funimation subscription so that I don't have to do that.
What is that?
Funimation would be fine.
Yeah,
because that's pretty much all I watch. I think Mushoku Tensei is Funimation. The problem with that is, I think there's one anime that I watch that's Aniplex or Amniplex or whatever. I can't remember what it is. But it's not Funimation. And it's a newer one. I can't remember what it is. But that one's kind of a good anime if you haven't seen it. It's called Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation.
Yeah.
So if you go to look it up, it's just Jobless Reincarnation.
I've heard of it.
It's an isekai anime where the guy dies and gets put in another world.
Use some of the same websites.
I
know some of these.
Yeah.
I haven't watched them because I was like, dang, that's a huge list.
But Heather's got a huge list of animes that she's trying to watch too. But she also has been fixated on Bones for the past like week. So I don't know. I was like, did you give up on Hunter x Hunter? And she's like, no, I'll go back to it eventually. Because apparently HBO Max has the entire show of Hunter x Hunter. Mm-hmm. Netflix had it on there, but it wasn't the whole thing. It was like 2 seasons out of like 4, which was kind of stupid. Because she got through with what was on Netflix, and she was like, "Wait, there's more?" I was like, "Yeah, there's like 2 more seasons." She's like, "What?" And I was gonna give her the website that I used to pirate stuff, but she was like, "No, I don't want to do that." And then someone in the chat on Facebook was like, "They have it on HBO Max." I was like, "What? Yeah. Since when?" Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, it's the whole show." So she's been watching it on there. They also have Jujutsu Kaisen. They have
Kill la Kill.
God of High School. That's a good one. I think they have all of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood too.
Oh, they do.
Which is a good show. They don't have very many animes on HBO Max, but they have some pretty decent ones. Jujutsu Kaisen is still actually
they have some
really
of the better ones. Some of them. Not all of them.
I think Jujutsu Kaisen ended this past week.
Yeah.
Because I think the last episode of the first season came out last Friday. But it was really good. Like, it's a pretty decent show. I just hate that they call demons curses. Kind of like how Demon Slayer calls demons.
Here's one I've been watching.
Or calls vampires demons.
ReZero starting life in another.
I got like halfway through it and just gave up on it.
Yeah. I noticed that. That's part of the reason I hadn't got past the first episode yet.
It's cringy for sure.
Yeah. Don't know, it's hilarious.
It's really funny at certain points, but then it's like,
I'm
okay, this is a really sad premise.
I'm guessing this is one of those animes where it's like up, down, up, down. Up,
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like watching Naruto.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have some really good story stuff.
Don't get me wrong, I love Naruto.
Seasons of filler.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love Naruto, but what are they like 3 seasons of filler, 4?
I know for sure in Shippuden, there's an entire season that you can skip.
Yeah.
Like a whole season because
If I'm correct,
it's Naruto on a ship going to an island.
Regretfully, I watched that season.
I did too. I watched most of it. I did skip like 2 episodes.
I didn't fully like it, but I didn't fully hate it either.
It was weird because there's a whole episode where he's like his shadow clones are like rebelling against him, and there's that whole thing, and then you find out he was just dreaming because he was seasick.
Yeah.
You're like, what? That's like Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail, they get seasick if they get on like any kind of vehicle. The dragon people. And it's like, that's weird because you're overpowered characters. So why are you getting sick over the stupidest stuff?
Yeah. It's like one of my old D&D characters.
Goku and Cars. That's another one that's weird.
Yeah. It's like my old D&D, one of my old D&D characters that you guys not people knew about.
Let me answer this real fast.
He was claustrophobic.
Hello? It's fine. We're recording a podcast. Well, yeah, but me and JJ were like, oh, we're sitting here waiting, so
We're early, so we can just do something.
we were just going to record the podcast episodes. Okay. Love you. Bye. Just for information, that's not getting edited out because I don't care enough.
Yeah. Too much effort.
Because that's what this podcast is. It doesn't get edited too much. I'll take the first part off of it where we were turning on the stream and I was walking back.
And I was talking about Demon Robot Baby.
Yeah. And that'll be like where I did the intro is where it'll start. Like a minute and a half or 2 minutes into it. But what were we talking about? You said something about a claustrophobic D&D character.
Oh, I think it's my... I didn't play him long enough to introduce this little feature, but he was a monk orc.
And
I was going to make him claustrophobic, but I only played like 1 session with him, and I planned on our feature stuff, have him show up as an NPC or something like that, and never got around to it.
I always hate that because I have that character that I made, and he's like too overpowered for me to introduce him right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that sucks because we don't have that much left of the campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, I could bump your levels up randomly, but that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. We'd have to do something fantastic to get that kind of power. Like kill a god or get some kind of angelic sword.
Like the last time you guys needed to level up like twice, so I just threw a big villain at you guys, and you were just like, eh. And what's crazy about that was that character was supposed to just show up and come back later.
But we killed him.
But you killed it.
That's usually how these things go.
They were supposed to scare you because they were so powerful. And Tanner was like, I'm not backing down. Waylaid it so hard. But Tanner's also doing, like, he can multi-hit, like, almost 3. I think it's like 3 times. 2 or 3.
I think 2, and on a special occasion, there's 3.
Yeah, I think he has some kind of action surge or something he can use.
Yeah.
Which is
like second attack, then action surge or something like that.
Yeah, he can do 2 attacks and then an action surge, but that's once per fight, I think.
Yeah. So,
like, there's a turn where he can take 3 attacks, which is ridiculous. And he he used that against his old character, took him down in one turn.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Because he missed like the second.
No one
hit.
can beat me but me.
He hit real hard the first time, and then the second attack he missed, I think. And he used the action surge, which he wasn't going to. But my stupid butt was like, bring it on. And then he was like, bam, dead.
And Ty was like,
And his overpowered character from our first campaign